Hola amigos, Dr. LeBrun aquí. Hoy vamos a dar una gira por mi huerta. Hello friends, it's Dr. LeBrun here. Today we're going to take a tour of my vegetable garden. Alright, let's start out with the pole beans. So there's a couple different types of beans. Typically people have a bush bean, but a pole bean likes to grow up a trellis or a pole and grows like a vine. And in Spanish we could call them habichuelas, frijoles verdes, ejotes, judías verdes, and these ones are going to come a little bit later in the season. Alright, next up we've got pepinos or cucumbers, and here you can see a little guy there. Next up, zucchini or calabacin. Again, just some little ones growing down there. Up next we've got basil or albahaca, and I'm going to put a link to a Quizlet below where you can take a look. This one's arandano or blueberry, not doing too well in this area. We have dill or enaldo. This is a favorite one of monarch butterflies, so give that one a try. Here we've got peas or guisantes. And there's a little guy there. And up next we've got asparagus or asparagus, and this is more of a springtime plant that you harvest in the spring and let it grow the rest of the season to recharge. Okay, up next we've got the orchard area or the huerto. This one is a plum tree. I only have one plum tree right now, so it doesn't have a pollinator, so it's not producing anything. Alright, here we've got a pear tree, and the Spanish word for pear is pera, P-E-R-A, and the word for the tree is peral. And you can see a few small pears that are up there. The next tree that I'm the most proud of is my peach tree. So a couple words for peach can be melocotón or durazno. And these ones are just about ripe. I've got so many peaches on here, it's actually hurting the tree, bending the tree over. So I'm anxiously awaiting to get these peaches harvested here. And the word for harvest is cosechar. Alright, so here's our cherry tree. The word for cherry is cereza, and oftentimes the fruit will be feminine and then the word for the tree will be masculine. So cerezo is the word for a cherry tree, and these are sour cherries because we live in a northern climate, and we harvested these earlier in the year in maybe June, July, and we made some cherry jam. Alright, here's my newest apple tree, and the deer have really done a number on it. So the word for deer, venado. It's kind of similar to the word for venison, venado with a V. And a good use of the subjunctive would be saying, espero que mi manzano viva. I hope that my apple tree lives. So the word for apple, manzana, and apple tree, manzano. Alright, here we've got a little bit bigger apple tree that the deer can't get to the higher branches. And this variety was planted before we moved here, so I'm not sure what variety it is, but in about September is when the apples will start turning ripe, and we like to use them to make apple cider. There's Ash La Pera. Alright, here we've got potatoes or papas or patatas in Spain. And the deer kind of like them. Actually, they like the new growth on the top, but then once the growth is a little bit older, they don't care for that so much, and then the potatoes are underground, so we'll dig them up in a couple months here and see how our harvest did. Alright, here we've got some different types of vine plants. So vine can be bejuco with a B, bejuco. And we've got different types of zucchini and squash and gourd. And so zucchini can translate as calabacin, and then squash and gourd translate as calabasa. So they're kind of taking over. I thought they would grow up these sticks or palos, but they didn't really climb up that so much. Alright, here we've got some rhubarb, and that's a crop that you typically harvest earlier in the season. And I made a rhubarb crisp this year. And the tomatoes, tomates. And These yellow squash do not do so well. And here we've got some more vines, and the pumpkins and gourds and squash all translate as kalabasa. Alright, here are the strawberries. I'm trying to get them to grow wild here in the woods. It's kind of a sun-shade mixture. And strawberries are fresas. Alright, here's the maíz dulce, or the sweet corn. So I've just started a new area here, and so it's not getting very much sunlight. And you could call it a milpa if it were big enough to be a cornfield. Alright, we got más tomates. There we've got one that's maduro, or mature. And we've got lettuce, lechuga. And then here's an example of a bush type bean, or frijoles verdes. And here we've got carrots. Carrots are zanahorias. Alright, and we've got some peppers. They're just blooming there. Peppers are pimientos. And then we've got some más tomates. Alright, for the grand finale, or the grand finale, we're going to end with the raspberry bushes. So, bushes are arbustos, and raspberries are frambuesas. So right now I've got about 30 feet, and I'm trying to keep expanding that. The thing about raspberries, they produce a lot, and they spread. They kind of spread like a weed. They'll spread all over, so you need to have an location where they can spread and not cause too much of a problem. So this is the new area that I'm trying to expand into there. Alright, that's it. Gracias por mirar. Thanks for watching, everybody. Adios. Ciao.